to our All Children Reading, a Grant Challenge for Development Innovators Spotlight webinar. Today, it's especially in observance of International Mother Language Day, which is on Saturday, February 21. We did that each of you are joining us today. My name is Michelle, and I'll be your host for today's webinar. Happy to be sharing with you the work of two winning innovators from our Round 1 grant competition of All Children Reading. Share of the work they've been doing to improve literacy for children through mother tongue literacy projects and lessons learned from that work. We can share today will strengthen the work of all of us as we seek to increase early grade reading outcomes for children in developing countries. Before we begin with our innovators, I'm just going to take a quick moment to introduce those who might be new to All Children Reading, a Grant Challenge for Development. Children Reading is a series of competitions that is leveraging science and technology to create and apply scalable solutions to literacy skills of early grade learners in developing countries. One of All Children Reading launched in November of 2011, and it was a $9 million grant competition, and focusing on two areas, which is teaching and learning materials and education data. The winner of that grant competition were announced in September of 2012, and we had 32 winners who were working in 22 countries. Round All Children Reading launched in February of 2014, a year ago, and it includes 4 sectors: grant and prize competitions, as well as research and partnerships. And we're focusing on 3 areas, which are tongue instruction and reading materials, community engagement, as well as children with disabilities. We have a series of grant and prize competitions in round 2 of All Children Reading. Our competition was launched a year ago in February, and we are pleased to announce our 14 grantees just earlier this month. You might be interested to go onto our website and check out our innovator profiles, which is under the heading of innovators, and then go to innovators of round 2. And you see the 14 grantees and their projects and where they'll be working. So launched 5 prizes. First of all, the Global Reading Materials Repository, which is a discussion seeking a tool to allow authors and organizations to be able to upload, download, and print early grade materials. And we report from that meeting on our website under the prize menu. And look at that and maybe have ways of furthering that idea. We'd love to work with you on that. Secondly, our Enabling Writers Prize competition was a $100,000 prize seeking a software that would allow local authors to be able to easily create and export text in their mother tongue languages for early grade students. A couple weeks ago, we announced our 3 finalists for that competition, which is on our website. That software is now going to be tested, and then we hope to have a finalist to share with you in the coming months. We have ideas at Berkeley called Mobiles for Reading in the Big Ideas at Berkeley competition. And this is a $10,000 prize for being a mobile technology innovation that would enhance early grade reading skills. And this is open to university students. We just also launched at the end of January a tracking and tracing a book prize, which is a $100,000 prize to track books that are being sent to early grade classrooms and learning centers, specifically low-income countries. Also hoping that the solution would allow stakeholders, which can be anyone ranging from parents to the Ministry of Education, to access tracking information for those books. It's a new prize, and we would encourage you to go to our website again, homepage, as well as our grant and prize, a new item to find competition details. Also, end of January, launched our most recent prize, which is seeking technology to support education in crisis and conflict settings. And this is an ideation challenge looking for innovative technology-supported approaches for children to be able to maintain their access to basic education despite perhaps being in an environment that's being disrupted by crisis or conflict. I encourage you to visit our website for details about each of those prizes and apply or share them with your networks who might be interested in participating. Before I begin with our innovators, just a housekeeping item. I want to know that this presentation is being recorded and it will be sent to you and also posted on our website and shared through Twitter. Also, if you suddenly experience any audio problems during the WebEx, we recommend you log out and back in, and this usually solves most issues. There will be 2 presenters. They are each for 15 minutes, and after each presentation, we'll have up to 15 minutes for you to have a question and answer time with them. If you do have any questions for the presenter, I would encourage you to use the chat box, which is probably on the right-hand side of your screen, and send your questions directed to the host. And we'll be happy to ask those of the presenter at the end of their presentation. So off to the reason that you have joined us today, and that's to hear from our innovators. Start today with our first innovator, which is Whiz Kids Workshops, working in India. Our presenter today is Brukti Dibu. Prior to co-founding Whiz Kids Workshop, she's a school teacher in Addis Ababa, CEO and creative director at Whiz Kids Workshops. Brukti was named a Rolex Young Laureate in 2010 and one of Fast Company's 100 most creative people in business for 2012. So again, just a reminder, during our presentation, as you think of questions, feel free to be chatting those to me, and I'll be happy to ask them of her when she's finished her presentation. So, Brukti.
Thank you. Hello. Whiz Kids Workshop is our organization which is in Addis Ababa. We are dedicated to improve the life of children and youth through mass media distribution, and we make sure our materials are cultural relevant, age appropriate, and engaging. So we published in 2005, and we moved 17 people, and we have so far launched 3 major educational TV series. They ask you about the one, the All Children Reading Grant, which is high love learning. That's for children 3 to 8. It's been running on television for the last 7 years. It's quite large. We use puppet animation and to create different objects and communicate those messages to children. And with ATR, we have faced this problem in the country where 50% of children have zero comprehension reading at the end of grade 2. We have kindergarten children to be for primary schools because of lots of reason and resource, limited resource. Also don't have much of materials for children to use, such as other supplementary materials in mother tongue language. See on your right, this result of Arabic alphabet. This is the language we're working on, and we had 37 characters, main characters, and children in most of their day, just especially early grade, copying this down from the blackboard, and the learning experience are very paper only. So it's surprising for children not to be able to read as according to their age or according to their grade level. So we hope television program, we wanted to popular program to contribute to the better. And so what we do is that we come up with pedagogy that would help this improving reading. So, for example, then is that in each episode, the characters will face a problem. So, problem can be from misal or someone not sharing to anything up to social issues and things like that. But then is that these stories are linked to these Amharic characters. So we write the story and with using the specific letter of the day as family. So we identify the root letters of this language, which are 32 for each language letter and its family, with the system just like a phonics system in English, where there's a lot of words that start with that letter. And the characters, when they face some problem, they go to the imaginary land where everything is made out of books, and find the letter of the day. So chat below, you will see the flashcards, which give hints what the letter of the day would be. And he will find the book of the day, and that book is written using this letter of the day and focusing on this critical skills such as literalization, vocabulary building, and their comprehension. So, for example, in this story where we're trying to teach a letter in this family, where the character, for example, one character couldn't go to the classroom because the school is not accessible for her. She uses wheelchair. But the main character and her friend will go to this bookland and book about a chicken who might to cross a river and join her friend party, use her friends as a bridge. So doctors use this they from this book and find the right shape and make a slide friends to go into the classroom and enjoy to lesson. So when for each episodes we make sure this is written with using letter of the day, lots of vocabulary, good words, and music introducing the lesson in different games and the books. So that not only addressing the reading, but also combined with social issues such as disabilities and diversity and development. Overall, we wanted to give skills and tools to be able to read better, also to be able about reading and their love for reading. Another innovation we had was in partnership. First one is to get this material to everyone. So we partner with Ethiopian Broadcasting Corporation, where broadcast nationally. It is the only national TV we have, government owned. So it is broadcast nationally throughout the country. So it means that for each broadcast, we bought $1,000 co-share. So the material is been broadcast, and it's about 5 million children. And we also partner with Education Bureau from the development when so that we can manage to tie it to great curriculum, because that's where we intervene and get material into the school as well. And we work with them in teacher training as well as monitoring. So this materials has been given to 20 schools, and they are very low reached schools, and we monitored the impact it had in the students' performance. The results, which the products of this 30 to 15-minute long TV production, and we also produced workbook for children to practice their things and reading, and that's been distributed for 20 schools and 1,633 students. We gave these videos on DVDs for 30 classrooms, and we had also training, which are assisted by video, on training them how to use materials, as well as the explanation of or to those critical skills of reading. And the assessment was done using EGRA, existing EGRA, with 20 controlled schools and 20 treatment schools. And treatment schools performed much better than the control group and those specific skills. As you can see, that remaining by 16% more and familiar words and 5% more invented words, 6% more passage reading and 5% more, and reading comprehension by almost 10%. And this is with 7 months intervention, because when the first year we designed the program, had to produce these materials, and the second year intervene with accessibility, because the programs are such good quality materials. The masters broadcast them after the ended. So usually every 3 years we have new generation, so they broadcast them every time. So it will be broadcast for many years to come. TV shows also adapted to radio programs, so now it is even more millions of children will learn on the radio generally. And after seeing these TV programs, because each was a TV show, because it has books in it and they look interesting and related, and we got more resources to turn them into actual books. So we published 32 children's books, and they've been with different working on improving reading, and they then translated into 5 mother tongue languages. So we have books in hundreds, which we didn't have much just a couple years ago. What we from this is that media is still cost effective and will reach many people. It is high quality and designed with and engage the public. Now lots of people are asking us to design reading corner and places in schools as well as in even public areas such as in supermarkets. We have done one in supermarkets. And it's also easy to use from to one thing to another to develop in cell phone or different media. So believe that public-private partnership is very it's key for partnership accessibility.
See, we can't hear you all of a sudden. Could you maybe adjust your headset a little for us?
Hi.
Much better. Thank you. Apologies.
That's Okay. Another thing we learned, public-private partnership is a key for development, and like we will not be able to broadcast these message or programs nationally, especially at the end of the game. It couldn't get that cost share and partnership with the government. We believe that this kind of program should feed on follow-up programs to build the success. So we want more schools, and we're working on a strategy and looking for more partners who are working to implementing in the region of the country to get these materials on the hands of children. So I had included links into the presentation, so you will be able to see some of the parts of the
everyone a link to the WIDS workshop video, so you can have that for viewing at a later time if you want. By watching it, it's a longer one, about 15 minutes, but you'll enjoy seeing some of the work that she's just talked about. I would again want to open it up to questions for Brupti and her project. And feel free to type those to me in the chat box, and I'll be happy to relay those on. Brupti, we have one comment here that one of our participants is commending your content on social issues, and a question of how do you measure comprehension? After teachers watch the training videos, do you observe the teachers? The answer may be a bit on measuring comprehension.
For comprehension, we use AGRA has, but also we train the teachers to ask questions and also provide questions to help the students think about the stories and to lead them to the right desired outcomes. So with the nation of the training and the students who will exercise after about the story.
Okay. Another participant also commented or passed on a compliment of the theme that you have and the characters that you have for your programming. Tell us a little bit about the design process you went through in creating this.
So we the first thing is that to have a content advisory group, and this group contains people, parents, just ordinary parents, teachers, language skills, and the Ministry of Education people, as well as the media from broadcasters, and we just brainstorm and try to understand how we can break down this to learn as well as make it interesting. So long process, but and also with our creative team was part of this process. So we different ideas and invite to the group. The group, especially at the beginning, every 2 weeks, and then so we show different draft heads. We read the stories to the group, and it tells us we also read the students to focus group. Then, so through time, we will have an episode, sample episode that we tested and everyone is comfortable with, and go to format to different to develop the episodes. So this is the process we had.
Okay, someone else has just passed through another comment, commenting that they think it's a wonderful and exciting program, and also just a question about able to get a copy of the presentation slides. So I'm going to remind you that the presentation is being recorded and will be available on our website. There's a new item for webinar archives, and it'll be posted there, and I'll be sharing that through social media. So you will be able to re-access this presentation. No more questions. I think we'll thank you so much, Brukti, for sharing this. It's great to see creating this excitement and love for reading in Ethiopia, and especially addressing some of these really important social issues as well. So thank you for sharing that with us. And our next presenter, and Chris has a master's in creative arts and elementary education, and she taught in the Cambridge, Massachusetts public school for 10 years. She's a co-founder of the Matanwa Community Learning Center in Haiti and co-directed the center from 1996 until 2010. She had Friends of Matanwa and is presently its executive director. Before we begin, I just want to remind you, as she's presenting, if a question comes to mind, please just chat that to me and we'll have it available for me to ask her. I see that some have sent through an additional questions for WizKids workshop, and if you don't mind, I'll hang on to that and we'll ask those again when Chris is finished. So thanks for sending those through, and we'll get to that in a moment. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, great.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Thank you. The Mother Tongue Book Project was started in Matanwa, Haiti, back in 1996. Friends of now the funding arm of the Matanwa Community Learning Center, a couple people in the United States, and then the Matanwa Community Learning Center is Haiti, and it is the model school in which we do all our programs. And you can see a picture here of Abner. He is the co-founder of Matanwa Community Learning Center, and he is now doing outreach. So we are training lots of other schools in the methodology. The CR grant had us doing it in schools, first, second, and third grade. And now we are actually 5 schools this year. Some additional schools send teachers from as far away as Cap Haitian and Mel and Jeremy. So it's exciting. About our methodology is it's about creating a learning environment, a positive learning environment. It's not just a methodology of how to teach somebody to read through some phonics book or some new book. We start with the fact teachers in Haiti they'll use corporal punishment. They mostly use rote memorization, and they do not do the mother tongue. So you find schools full of children who only speak Haitian Creole, and yet all the reading material, which is very limited anyway, because you have to buy your own books, is in French. And the history of education tells you that, yes, they is the kids should be learning to read and write in Creole first, and since they have two official languages, French and the other one, that they would start to do some written French in the fourth level. Most people start in French, and so you have schools full of children who don't know French, and the great limitation is that their teachers as well don't know much French. So I first started in Matwa, you would find third graders that didn't know yet, and what they did do was found out perhaps a few of the words in French, but there was no comprehension. So these pictures are showing how our integrated program has kids writing their own books in the tongue that get bound. Some of them are printed up by others are just copied on a copy machine and given to other schools. And the topics that we treat those of the children's own surroundings, the children's own experiences. We mentioned that in this nonviolent learning environment, you also need nutrition. So a lot of the experiences at the school and at other schools around growing food and organic food. So innovation, here's some of the covers. Our objective was to make 50 new titles for print of stories from these 5 other schools and the model school, Matanwa, 6 schools, and we have a packet of 50 books. The classrooms each made a class book every 2 weeks. So we had hundreds of titles that the students were writing. We would come and send them out to the participating classrooms that they were gaining 15 new titles every 2 weeks to help them learn to read. And so motivating to them. One of the reasons is because it was their peers writing it. It was a familiar context, and so they really enjoyed them. And in terms of level books, because they were in the appropriate grade, they were writing at that grade level. So some of the things you can see in these pictures are showing how they were to read print, a lot of it because it appears words, their own illustrations or their peers' illustrations. So the environment very conducive to learn and read. In terms of the teacher training and the teachers themselves, because they come to the model school, seeing is believing, right? People we get to school, and what's most impressive for me is that as they observe the kids being very engaged, I've been in the classroom for years, but I haven't been teaching. And so they're eager to take on this new methodology, and sure is for them to have time to discuss their practices and discuss why this new method works. And as you can see in the pictures, the teachers start making their own materials, which makes them so motivated because they themselves were only taught in a rote way. So they themselves are discovering how they can be lifelong learners, and they have a lot to offer, not just regurgitating what's in a French book. example of what goes up on the classroom walls. This is the principles of the first grade classroom, and that's very different than having a hierarchical structure. Each classroom starts off deciding the rules of the class, and teachers state that there's such a drastic change in the environment, not only the physical environment, but the environment in that kids are discussing with each other. Kids have voice. They know that they've made these rules of how they want the learning environment to be. It says things in a positive way, like respect the opinions of your comrades, respect everybody, try to participate, keep the materials organized and clean. And these are things that they came up with. The picture of illustration is an example of a child exposed a picture of me that where I'm playing soccer and my foot hit and I cried a lot and it hurt. So from now on, I really look out for rocks. What I about this illustration was you can see that the child was singing and rewriting their words, really trying to sound out the words and figure it out. So again, it's sort of a whole methodology of letting them they can take those sounds off the on their chart on the alphabet and communicate on paper. And teachers get very excited. So there's a lot of increased positive engagement for everyone. The parents are very excited because they see that their kids are now reading in first grade. It's not that in third grade they're still struggling and don't really seem to understand much what they're reading. There's a lot of self-determination now of the whole community. In our 2-year grant, we had Michelle DeGraff, who's a MIT linguist, the data of the Edgar testing. So we did a baseline of the first and second graders in these 5 schools and competitive testing of the model school for those in second graders. And we sent students and tested them in second and third grade. So here's other testing, and you can see it's a comparative of the baseline on the top of the first 5 schools together, first grade and second grade, and you can see LKM stands for the Martin Rule. A year and a half later, what are now. So if you look closely at that, those comparisons, there's large change from first to second grade. I'm seeing, I don't have those numbers exactly on the charts that you see, but I'll just tell them to you. So for the phoneme segmentation, for example, there's a change of, you can see there was from, less than 1 to 10 correct answers for the phoneme segmentation, a 9 exact. Familiar word the patient moved up for first to 2.5, and for second and third grade, it's up 26. So analyze these charts, but it's quite impressive. The invented word decoding moved up quite 17 and 22 words per, and for the reading, moving from a start of 0, and they're at 26 words, 34 words per minute. This other set of charts is now just go to the school and comparing the second grade before with second grade scores after intervention. So that again, look at this chart, these charts. Michel DeGraff has broken it down into the 5 schools. In the light green aqua boxes are the my scores just for comparison. But these ranges of improvement, second grade now as opposed to last year, 2 years ago, what scores you would find same classroom teacher is getting now the intervention. We're going to try to show you this little video of the first grader. She's written on a book about an experience she had where she was going down to the water and spot a snake. So she ran back home, and then she was relieved once she was inside the house. I'm not sure if we can actually get that online.
Sorry, it's the next tab to the right for you.
Okay.
Sorry, there's a drop-down box there. Maybe I can do it.
Oh, I see. YouTube.
There.
So let's see if we can hear this. And I'm... Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Can we go back to the just the PowerPoint?
screen, but you still have the presentation controls. So do you want to click on your...
Okay. Yeah. All right. There we go. First cut everything. So basically, what I liked about video is that you can see that she self-corrects. She goes back. She's using more just awareness, but she's using all the processes that you use to try to decode. It's not just decoding, but figure out what it should say in context. The fact that she wrote it herself helps out too, as we know. And aside here, again, it's showing comparisons of second grade before and after intervention. The story reading has improved quite a lot. And even their oral story comprehension went from 4 out of 5 to now 5 out of 5. So that's a lot as well. And you can see more on YouTube. We have all friends of Manhua. You can write to us at mothertonguebooks@gmail.com and go to our
Okay, I can't hear Chris at the moment. So Chris, we've lost your audio, and I understand there's a few of you who are hearing the videos still playing. Perhaps that may be on your own computer, or if you could go to where it was playing and press pause on that video, that might help. But I think each attendee has to pause the video themselves, or else it will keep playing. Chris, a reminder that we have lost your videos or audio, so if you could maybe adjust something or webinar and rejoin again so that we can hear for the questions and answers. I was hoping that Brookdy is still online, but it appears as though she might have dropped as well. Because we had one more question for her. Chris, are you able to adjust your audio at all for the questions that we have for you? Just a reminder, I know I'm getting some chats from a few of you of the video running in the background. I'll need to press pause on that video in your screen. Each attendee has to press pause or stop yourself so that the video stops playing. I think Chris might join us again here. Just any questions? Oh, we have Brookdy back. Great, because there was Brookdy. Are you with us still? I think yes. Oh, great. I just wanted, there was one question that left over from your presentation in regard to the training of teachers. Do you observe the teachers and explain a little bit more about that process?
So we train teachers on the materials, how to use them. And we also developed which they can model after on how to teach those critical skills. Afterwards, we had a literacy coach where we also observe them in the classroom, how they can use these materials, day-to-day teaching, and we observe them in action afterwards. So it's not only one-time training, but it's ongoing supporting mechanism as well. Hello?
Were there questions for Brookdy, perhaps? I see that Chris has left momentarily. I think she's trying to join again due to the audio issues she was experiencing. Maybe what we'll do is I'll go ahead and give you some information that I was going to share as we closed, and then if she joins us before then, we'll have some presence of time with her. But otherwise, I just wanted to thank each of you for joining us today for our All Children Reading in a Spotlight webinar. See, on this day that we're observing International Mother Language Day, a couple of days early, it will be on Saturday, but just giving special observance to that. I want to thank both of our presenters today for the work that they're doing in the mother tongue to enhance and strengthen and increase the ability for young grade students to learn to read, and also each of our participants for whatever work that you're involved with that is seeking to advance early grade literacy for children. I also want to encourage you to sign up for our newsletter on our website if you haven't done already. We share news about new competitions, events such as this webinar and other items on our through our newsletter. So I'd encourage you to sign up for that. That's done on the home page of our website. To sign up for that. If you are someone who's on social media and Twitter, you can follow us. Our handle is on the screen now, which is at Reading GCD, standing for Grand Challenge for Development. So follow us on. I also wanted to note that on our website, some places I referenced earlier, if you go to our website, which is allchildrenreading.org, on the menu of challenge competitions, there's the grants and prizes, and more details about each of the prizes that I spoke about earlier today. There, including deadlines associated with those. Also, I mentioned the profiles for our Round 2 innovators, as well as Round 1, and you've heard from our Round 1 innovators today. They're found under the Innovations menu on our website, and I had to check out the profiles that we have for there. So under the media events headline is the menu of webinar archives, and that's where I'll be posting the recording from today's webinar. So you can share that with other people who might be interested, or again for any points that you may have missed. I apologize. I think Chris is having difficulties joining our call, but contact details or email was listed in the presentation, so I'd encourage you to just reach out to her by email to follow up with her with any additional questions. Thank you all for joining us today, and we hope you'll join us again next time, and have a great rest of your day.